turn.
There you go. Ta-da.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Then we went on to see the elephants at Harulu Eco Park. We were very fortunate to find them before anybody else. So we had a nice time with them, just us and the elephants.
Oh yeah,
This is a Buddhist country, so birds and dogs are all safe on the road. And here we are at the entrance to the caves in Dambulla. The caves date from the 1st century BC, and it is still a Buddhist monastery. Next, we head south to the ancient city of Kandy. We come upon a Hindu town, the first we've seen in our travels. Yeah, amazing.
This is what we can do. We can go to the left. South Indian influence in Southeast Asia. So this is good. Main Street.
Kandy, which was the last Sri Lankan kingdom to surrender to the British, is beautifully set in hills around a lake, but unfortunately the traffic makes it almost impossible to enjoy walking there. Next, we visit the Temple of the Tooth Relic.
You just keep the shoes here.
Different shape and different position.
Yes.
For example, there is a Thailand one.
Oh.
The left side they have a Japanese one.
The botanical gardens in Kandy are extensive and very beautiful.
And we have the lake here and the lake that forms the map of Sri Lanka. See, this is the northern part of the... And we have the densest wood in the world here. This is called Lignum vitae. Lignum vitae. And
The only wildlife in the gardens is this colony of fruit bats. Really is quite extraordinary to see them. This is Kandy House, which was built in 1804 by the chief minister to the last king of Kandy. It is exquisite.
Half an hour, right?
Now, a luxury boutique hotel, it is very hard to get a room in. You have to book about a year ahead of time.
Think of the mosquitoes, huh? Do you have mosquitoes?
We went there to try their famous curry meal, which includes about a dozen different curries.
White fish curry. Yes. And like pork curry.
From Kandy, we took the train to our next stop, which was in the tea plantations.
Yes, that's right.
We arrive at Nuwara Eliya, which was a hill town for the summer months for the colonial Brits.
It's a nice place.
Yeah.
Very good Chinese food there.
And here you can have high tea as well. See the different type of rice field.
Now we're headed towards the tea plantation, where we will be staying for a few days. It is a little lower than Nuwara, which is at 6,000 feet, and our tea plantation must be at about 5,000. It's beautiful country. We arrive at the tea plantation, which was built by a Scot and definitely reflects that style of architecture. We were there in February and it was still very warm, but surprisingly, there was a fireplace in all rooms, including our bedroom, and that must have been just the way they did houses in Scotland, but I can't believe it would ever be used. Lavender House, as it was called, was built in the late 1890s. However, we ate breakfast and lunch out on a small open area that overlooked the view and the swimming pool.
You okay, ma'am?
No. I'm terrified.
Thank you.
I'm just sure where we could fall down here.
பக்கத்துல இருக்கு அது சின்ன ஸ்கூல் தானே பெரிய ஸ்கூல் அப்பா சரி.
This is the road that takes us from the house down to the main highway, and it goes through the plantations. In the early 19th century, the British brought in Tamils from South India to pick the tea on the newly established plantations. They are a different group from the Hindus in the north of Sri Lanka who came hundreds and hundreds of years before.
syllabus. First subject, semi-dry for the leaves first. Then these leaves plucking yesterday. Okay?
Now we head down on a precarious road to Yala National Park. We had such a spectacular safari there. I have made a separate video of that, which you will find as labeled part 3 in my videos. We headed for Gal or Gala, which is a Portuguese Dutch fort in the south of Sri Lanka. There we stayed at the Gull Fort Hotel, which was at one time the mansion of a gem merchant. It was renovated using an Asian interior designer, so there is definitely an oriental feel to all the rooms. Each one is unique, and this was our room. The bathroom is entirely open at the top, but we never had any monkeys or strange things coming in to watch us bathe. Gull Fort was originally Portuguese, but was taken over by the Dutch in the 17th century. They strengthened the fort to such an extent it withstood the recent tsunami with little damage. Totally within these strong walls is a complete town. I came across a group of school children sketching in a square. Education in Sri Lanka is public and free to all. It was quite delightful to come upon this Art Deco house. Then we head on the long journey home. It has been a fabulous trip.